Okay, so this is the third video of our second online class. We're going to work through a couple of standing sequences, standing postures. So I'd like you to come towards the fronts of your mat. We're going to come into Warrior One, which is a standing back arch. Step back with your right foot and step back just enough so it feels like a good pace. You want both hips facing forward still. So both hips facing across the front of the mat. Your back heel has kicked in a little bit so that to give you that foundation, which is perfect. Feel that you can drive the energy through that back heel. Breathe in and feel that you can lift the upper chest, roll the shoulders back and down. Take the hands to the hips and then begin to soften the front knee. So we're softening the left knee, but keep the weight into the back heel. Keep the energy driving through the back heel. So if you only bend the front knee a little, that's absolutely fine. The hips still facing forward, front knee soft, back heel rooted. Keep lifting with the upper chest on the in-breath, rolling the shoulders back and down on the out-breath. Any pinching in the lumbar spine, I'd like you to come up, tuck the tailbone under a little bit, and then soften the front knee again. Good. Keep breathing in, lifting up with the chest, breathing out, softening the shoulders back and down. If it's comfortable, you can lift the gaze towards the ceiling, float the arms up so that they meet and you can see them with your thumbs with your gaze. It's fine to have the gaze facing forward if that feels better in the neck. Just separate the hands if you've brought them together, but the hands are still parallel. We're going to tilt the torso forward by about a quarter forward fold. So we're aiming to have a line of energy from your fingertips to your shoulders, to your hips, to your back heel. Come up onto the toes of the back foot and notice how that lifts you forward. So come right onto the tippy toe. I'm going to move back a little bit because I'm going to come out of the frame of the video otherwise. So we're onto the tip toe of that back foot and then just see if you can lift the back toe an inch. We're coming into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. If your balance feels fine, begin to straighten the standing leg and tilt the body over. So as the shoulders come down towards the floor, the back heel is lifting up. When you're ready to come down, gently soften that standing leg, back toe floats down, coming back into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Taking the hands to the hips and stepping back to the front of your mat. Good. So let's go to the other side. We're going to step back with the left foot this time. Position the feet, hips are forward, softening that leading leg. Energy through that back heel, remember. Breathing in, create this length in the torso, in the front of the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Lifting, floating the hands up, following the thumbs with your gaze. Each time you breathe in, feel that you can lift the hands a little higher. Each time you breathe out, roll the shoulders back and down. So the thumbs are actually working behind you, almost as though they were going to reach back to the back heel. And then we're going to take the quarter forward fold, so keeping everything else steady, your foundation is steady, and then begin to lift up onto the back toe. Keep that direction of travel going as you lift up, and if your balance is good, tilt from the hips, coming into that T shape of Warrior 3. Project energy through your fingertips and through the ball of the back foot. When you're ready to come down, soften the standing leg. Gently place the back toe on the floor. Take the back heel down, warrior one. Take the hands to the hips and stepping forward. Back to Tadasana. Start and finish of all of our standing postures. Good. So we're going to come into chair pose, mighty pose or Utkatasana. Take your hands to your hips. We need to have your feet together or slightly apart. Together is good because it gives your knees somewhere to track against. If your feet are apart, sometimes the knees can come together. So I'd encourage you to have your feet together if you can. Hands come to the hips. Soften the knees and keep the upper chest lifted. So you'll probably notice that you don't come down very far if you keep the shoulders above the hips. If we take a quarter forward fold, the knees can bend a little deeper, so that's great. Pay attention to your lumbar spine. Any discomfort, once again, just tuck the tailbone under a little. If all's well, keep bending the knees, but keep this beautiful length that we have in the torso in the front of the body. So we're breathing in, lifting the upper chest, roll the shoulders back and down, softening in the knees. Roll the shoulders back and down once again, and then allow the arms to float up. So the thumbs are pointing up, your gaze is to your thumbs or straight ahead if that feels better in your neck. Each time you breathe in, reach away with the fingers. Each time you breathe out, perhaps bending the knees a little deeper. And then taking the hands together to prayer position, bend the elbows. We're going to come into a twist. The knees are still deeply bent. We're sticking the bottom out, and we're going to take the outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So we're twisting around, right elbow, left knee, and then pushing down with the top hand onto the bottom hand to help you into the twist. Good checkpoint is to check if your knees are still together. If your knees are still together, that's great. If they've come apart, perhaps draw them back together. Keep pushing down on that bottom hand. And take a nice big in-breath, coming back into Utkatasana. And then let's go to the other side. Bend the elbows, take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, push down with the top hand, drawing you into that twist. Check in with your knees, are they still level? Maintain your breath, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. This is a strong posture. Breathing in, coming back into Utkatasana. Take the hands to the hips, keep the legs bent, and then come into a rather delicious forward fold over both legs. Allow the arms to hang down. Have a little wriggle if that feels nice. And take the hands to the hips, soften the knees, breathe in, lift the torso and straighten the legs. Back into Tadasana. Good. So hopefully there's a little bit of heat generated there. We're going to come into Uttanasana in a slightly different way now. So we've done a relaxed version there just as a counter pose. So you'd like to take your hands to your hips. Soften your knees again and take your hips back in space. Keep softening the knees, keep taking the hips back. Soften the knees, take the hips back. We're folding the body over the thighs. The deeper you bend the knees, the easier this is. Keep taking the tailbone away, keeping the torso long. So you can extend your arms, nice length. Place your hands on the floor. If they don't come to a floor, find yourself. If you've got yoga blocks, that's great. Otherwise, use books or cushions or whatever you need. Place the hands down. Allow the neck to be soft. No strain in the neck. And begin to, inch by inch, take the tailbone up to the sky. Notice that I'm gluing my torso to my legs. If you find that to get the tailbone up, your body comes away from the legs, soften them again. Lay your body down on your thighs. Everything else is relaxed. Keep the torso glued to the thighs and gently lift the tailbone up. We're aiming for a stretch down these hamstring muscles at the back of the legs. If all's well and you feel you could do with a bit of extra help to get a bit deeper, then you can interlace the index finger and the middle finger around each big toe. Push down with a big toe, elbows coming out to the side, draw your body down into your legs and begin to straighten and lift the tailbone. It really doesn't matter if your legs become straight, as long as you're getting that nice stretch in the back of the legs. And then softening the knees, taking your hands to your hips, leading with the heart as you breathe in, standing up, back into Uttanasana. And you can have a sit down.